This is Moorlands Farm fishery near Kidderminster. There's a selection of lakes to fish here. There's fantastic facilities on site. There's Nicola's Cafe, and that's also doubles up as a bar as well, which is ideal for after match presentations. But it's the fishing that people come here for. There's a selection of different lakes, and this fishery has been owned by top match angler Grant Albert for the last couple of years. However, it is December at the time of filming, and that is a time when lots of fishery owners and managers decide to run maintenance on their lakes. One of the projects that's taking place here is the drainage of Island Pool. This is probably the oldest pool that's here, and I find it fascinating to see lakes when they're drained like this, because you get a great idea of what they're actually like underneath the water, and it gives us a great insight into what lake beds can be like on these older established lakes.
Well, we're here with Grant, and as you can see over his shoulder, there's quite a bit of work going on over there. What's happening here, Grant? What's this all about?
Right, well, obviously I've done a video myself, but obviously I just run it through you again. This lake's been here 40 years, and obviously I've only been here 18 months, and I felt that the fishery had been sort of, well, it has been let go really. And me growing up here as a kid and kind of this is where I started making a bit of a name for myself, here and up the road. I thought it was time to get it sorted, and it was actually, I'll tell you, Sean Smart, a good mate of mine who owns Bishop's Bowl, he's having his done at the time, and he said, you should get this landfill, bring the level up so you can manage the lake better. And he's absolutely right. The problem is we had two islands in it, which you couldn't actually see, they were under the surface. So there's where, just in front of the digger there, that's what's left of that one, but they're massive. And then the other one's over there.
The other one's there, yeah.
You can understand why people are getting broke off. As the fish went over the top of it, he's just cutting you off.
Yeah.
You know, or you chuck a feed, right? And you get snagged up. Well, we must have took 300 or 400 feeders out of there. Do you know what I mean? I'd give them to a bloke up for the car boot sale.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just shocking. I mean, you know, you have a look at the footage. The edges are, I mean, each one of these platforms has just got rubble in front of it. So how to plumb up is, you know, an absolute joke, to be fair.
Yeah. What sort of maximum, what depth was it?
So
this?
it was in where all that is now. So what they're doing, they're pushing this in, and what it's doing is pushing all the silt, because the clay is heavier than the silt.
Yep.
So it's pushing, as you can see, look, it's pushing it round here now.
Got you.
And then what we're going to do, we're going to take the silt out. We're going to spread it on the land. We've got paddock over there, you can put it on, because it'd be fertiliser anyway. It'd be perfect, like. And then so we're going to have it about 3.5 foot deep, which for me is perfect. I think, you know, I could have a 7 or 8 foot lake.
Excellent.
The idea of this is to get it so it's all nice and smooth. There's 27 pegs on it. 27 pegs never get used, so I'm going to make it a 15 peg lake. So I've always got 10 perfect pegs for my matches when I have a match.
Yeah.
Or like Fishermania, for instance, we only have 10 on here, and then the other 5 will be sort of spread, you know, around for the club anglers and that, you know, for when they have a match on there.
What about your stocking, Grant? What are you going to stock it with?
We've got fish growing in these stock ponds now. These lads are going to do the. I know you can pan around there. There's one there full of reeds.
Yeah.
Just above this one. So we're going to clean all that out. We're going to reclay that. We're going to take all the fish out of here, put them in there, and we're going to do the same with this one. So I'll have 2 lovely brand new stock ponds as well, growing fish on constantly, which is what they've never had here. Look, I ain't no expert, but I'm a fisherman. And I know what anglers want. They come for bites at the end of the day, and if they don't catch, they're not going to come back. So I've got to make these lakes brilliant again like they used to be when John had it. It's going to take me a bit of time. So, I mean, they're cracking on with this like you wouldn't believe. This is only a week, and I've got this in. It's still going to take a lot.
When do you reckon this lake might be at some sort of finished state?
He asked me, and I said I'd like you back for June, July. Okay. So the way they're going at the minute, as long as they can keep getting the clay, I reckon it'll be done no time. But then I've got to fill it with water, let it settle, and then put some new fish in it. Also, we might put an island in it as well.
Right, okay.
It's called Island Pool.
Yeah.
We're thinking of having a nice island down the middle, and maybe like set off at a T here, like a slight offset T.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that every angler will have a chuck or a feature to fish against.
Yeah.
But we're going to get it done first. All new platforms, all the banks will be redone. And so yeah, we're going to go from there, like, and see what
Brilliant.
happens.
Can't wait to see it finished.
Brilliant.
Now the work that's taking place here is happening quite rapidly. I was here only a few days ago and this is how this particular pool looked. However, here we are now just 5 days later and this is how it looks now. The site is slowly getting filled in, therefore making the future lake much shallower. So we didn't want to miss the opportunity to have a walk around the lake and just find out what kind of treasures we might find that's accumulated in the bottom of this lake over the last 40 years.
You can see the difference in depth when you look at each different peg. This is peg 23 and that is literally a sheer drop there down that margin. That is for a proper deep margin. As we go along though, we can see that it actually changes, and these are no doubt the bits and bobs that the lads have actually found as the lake emptied. These are all the bits that have fallen in the water. Another deep margin here on this peg, but then as you work your way along here, this is peg 25. How about that for a nice little shelf to your left? That would have been a really nice shallow margin, but then it drops away there. You just don't know what it's like underneath the water until you see a lake like this. We've got a couple of other bits and bobs here. Looks like it's what's been found. We've got a bait dropper there. There we go, nice plastic bait dropper. The inevitable bank sticks. Find all sorts when you drain a lake like this. How about some octopus attachments? Plenty of those in. Another reel that's seen better days. And somebody's lighter. Nice Mitchell spool there. How about a jar of the now infamous, well-known JPZ pellets? And yes, there are still some in there. The old Maruku ones, the jelly pellets. That has seen better days. What do you reckon? There are all sorts down there. There's all sorts that's been picked up here. Pole floats and the inevitable pole winders as well. Another reel down there. Seen better days. And there are numerous pole sections and rod sections as well. We've got a complete landing net with handle, and we've also got the rod and reel combo. There we go. That's a beefy rod, that one. Another peg with a deep margin, another catapult scissors and more attachments. More pole winders. Another reel. How about that one? The legendary Abu Garcia close-faced reel. I remember those from when I was a kid. More attachments and somebody's radio. We've got an old camping chair there. We've got somebody's glasses case and more pole sections. Peg 13 looks like it was a popular peg. Quite a bit of depth here. Imagine how much depth you'd got there down the side of that platform. Bit of a cut back there on that bank. And how about that for a deep margin down to the left? On here we've got a landing net head. What else have we got? How about that? That'll take a few shots, that one. Shotting that one down. Another camp chair, camping chair. Another bank stick with head and another radio. Don't think that's going to work anymore. Another landing net handle, a feeder arm, another bank stick there with a top on it, and somebody's mug. Well, I've got to admit that this is one of the best well-kept fisheries I've seen. It's really tidy. You can tell that they put lots of time and effort into keeping this fishery nice and clean. It's typical of many fisheries where it's actually built on levels. So you've got this top bit here where there's a bit of a stock pond, then it goes down the next level, and then we go over into the island lake that we're looking at now. And then as we look further downhill, we can see the rest of the lakes on different levels. So we've got this smaller pond here, and then the next one is lower down still. So they're actually built almost on a hillside.
Now this is a project that we're going to follow over the next few months, just so that you can see the development of this particular lake and so you can see how it's actually going to be finished. But the other reason why I was actually here at this fishery is because I was going to take the opportunity, now that I was here, to fish one of the lakes, and that is going to be the topic of the next video this week. So if you'd like to see how I get on fishing a lake like this for the first time, then don't forget to hit subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday for that session video.